The year is 1980. The place? Todmorden, Yorkshire, England. A UFO was witnessed by a police officer. The object was hovering in the middle of the road. A diamond-shaped object with a bank of windows and the bottom half rotating. The officer's radio also failed to work at this time. The officer experienced missing time, and he found himself down the road 100 yards with the object nowhere to be found. On November 29th, 1980, at about 05 hours, the witness, Police Constable Alan Godfrey, stated,
"I was driving a police car at the time, and in the early hours of the morning, I came across what I thought at that time was a bus that had slid across the road sideways. And when I approached the object, I got within about 20 yards of it and immediately I came across what I now would describe as a UFO. It was about 20 feet wide and 14 feet high and was diamond-shaped. It had a bank of windows in it and the bottom half was rotating. The police blue beacon was bouncing back off it, as were my headlights. It was hovering off the ground about 5 feet. And it was very frightening. Very frightening."
Godfrey's attempts to contact his base by radio, using both VHF and UHF, failed, so he decided to sketch the object on his clipboard. Suddenly, there was a bright flash, and he found himself 100 yards further down the road, and there was no sign of the UFO. He drove back to the scene and discovered the road was dry, despite it having rained. A bus traveling on the road stopped and the driver got out and noticed the same thing. Godfrey returned to the station but couldn't account for 25 minutes of what alien abduction researchers call missing time. He also had a split boot but couldn't account for it. Under hypnosis, arranged by solicitor Harry Harris several months later, he recalled seeing small beings and a tall man with a beard on the craft, who conducted medical tests on him. What are we to make of this very unusual occurrence from 1980? There are only a few possibilities. 1. The officer is lying for some unknown reason. What would the officer have to gain by lying? I think it's unlikely, but it cannot be discounted. 2. The officer is crazy. If the officer is crazy, he would have been let go from the force and not allowed to continue service. 3. An unusual alien craft encountered the officer and abducted him for a short period of time. If true, then this is very significant. We need to know more. 4. A secret military craft encountered the officer and abducted him for a short period of time. If true, then this is very significant. We need to know more. I think this would be even more frightening. Think about it.